Hello everyone, this is Luxury PL38. Today's video is one of three that I'm going to make because we're coming to the end of 2020 and I just want to focus on three luxury brand that I actually heavily purchased in the year 2020: Hermes, Louis Vuitton, and Chanel. So the Hermes one is very significant because it's actually the first time I purchased an Hermes product in 2020. So this was actually a milestone for me. So let's get into the Hermes. The first item that I purchased was actually my Kelly 35, and this is in the box carved leather in the gold hardware, and I believe this was 2011. It was an 8 or 9-year-old bag, and I actually purchased this pre-love, so I decided to go into the reselling market instead of purchasing directly from Hermes, simply because I don't actually have very good experience on my first time going to an Hermes boutique, and also because I don't actually want to play the Hermes games. I understand that it's not for everyone, so I do understand, but this is actually the way that I decided to do, and I decided to purchase from a reseller's market. So the first bag that I purchased was from an Australian reseller called the Persephone, and this particular item, it took me a while to finally make that jump because it is expensive. It is an Hermes products, and I decided to purchase from them because there are a few YouTubers that highly recommend them, including Melin Melbourne, and she has an excellent Hermes collections. So when I purchased this, I was happy with the whole transaction itself, and it does showcase what the item was described or picture, except for one thing that I find it very annoying, which is the smell. Bear in mind, if you decide to go into a reseller's market, Hermes bags usually is decades old or vintage. They do comes with a certain smell, a vintage smell. Although this is only a 9-year-old or an 8-year-old bag, it does have a musty odor, and that was something that wasn't mentioned in the Persephone website, and I wasn't actually expecting that because it was my first ever Hermes bag purchase. So this is my first Hermes bag, so I don't really know what kind of thing to expect. So it was partly my fault, but I can link the video down below for anyone that's really interested. But I decided not to purchase from the Persephone after this. And the second purchase that I made was, well, the good thing is I actually found another resellers that I am extremely happy about, and this was my second Hermes purchase. It is the Birkin 30 in the Rogue cassette, Epsom leather, palladium hardware, and I believe this was 2012 or 13. So it is a fairly reasonably new bag because it does comes in excellent conditions, and the resellers is an Instagram sellers. It is called Hermes Ginza Sioma, and they're based in Tokyo, Japan. So one thing good about Japan resellers, that have a very strict regulations about counterfeit. So a lot of resellers from Japan has a very good reputations because of that. And it does not actually comes with the Rodeo. This was actually purchased from another Instagram and sellers, and this is in the Zanzibar, which I find it actually matched the Rogue cassette color. So the third item that I purchased was actually from Fashion File, and this is the Evelyn TPM. And for someone that doesn't know, I think TPM was actually discontinued from Hermes, the size TPM. So if you're interested, you probably have to search through the reseller market. So this is in the Tourillion Clements leather, also in raw cassette. So as you can see, they're both raw cassette. The difference is just the type of leather. This is in Absent and this is in Clements. There is a tiny little differences, especially the grains if you look at the leather, And this particular one is in the Amazon strap because it does have the 3 different colors. So that was my third purchase of the Hermes product, and I actually went for the Hermes sale because they do have sale now and then. The first item that I purchased from Hermes, because they did have a sale at Toronto, I think it was probably early this year, just before the lockdown. So this was actually a Hermes bag that was quite expensive. I think it was around 800 Canadian dollars. I like it because it's very subtle. It does not scream Hermes. I'm trying to find the H other than a tiny little mark here that has a H symbol, but it is from the Hermes sale, and that was after 50% off. And the second item I purchased on the sale is the sandal. This is in exotic lizard skin, and it does have the Cali here in palladium hardware. And this was actually after the 50%. It is still quite expensive, 1,900 Canadian dollars. So moving on, I actually purchased my second Cali, and this was purchased from the same Instagram sellers, Hermes Ginza Sioma, and I absolutely loved their customer service, and their products are actually very good conditions. So I decided to purchase another bag from them, and this is in Tosca Cali 32 in Retinue palladium hardware. And this is the Verso, I believe, the candy collections that has 2 colors. Probably in 2011 or 2012, Hermes does the candy collections that have 2 different colors, and the inside is in rose Tarion colors. And I love this bag because it's very casual. If you look at the differences between the Retinue and the Cellier, you can see the edges, whereas the Retinue, it's actually inward, folded inwards. So it just makes the bags a little bit more casual, which I absolutely love. And finally, my third purchase from the same Instagram sellers, Hermes Ginza Sioma, which is the Boxcar Vintage in black Cali 32, and this is in the gold hardware in Retinue as well. And you can see that it is vintage because of the hardware. The newer Cali will have 2 hardware here, one for the top handle and the second one to hook the strap. So the older Cali will only have 1 hardware here for the top handle, and if you want to hook the strap, you'll just have to use the same hardware. So this was my third purchase from the same Instagram sellers. And if you do have any question or comments, please do so in the sections below. And once again, thank you so much for watching.